A very good morning, madam and my friends. My name is Aravindan. I'm from DBT1A. In this wonderful morning, I would like to give a speech about gender inequality. A gender equal society would be the one where the word gender does not exist, where everyone can be themselves. This is a sentence said by a Goodwill Ambassador for UN Women and British actor named Emma Watson in September 2014. Gender inequality is a sex or a gender discrimination in which one gender is consistently privileged and prioritized over another. Gender equality is a basic human right, and discrimination on gender is a violation of that right. So, gender inequality refers to the fact that men and women are not treated equally in society due to in genetics, psychology, or societal cultural standards may the root for this treatment. Right now, in many places, women are not treated and not given equal rights with men. Women are discriminated, unemployed, and also victims of domestic violence and sexual harassment. Why is this happening? Gender inequality has its roots in difference between men and women in society. These result from social constructions of relation in which terms stem from sexual divisions of labor rooted in biological difference between the genders. So basically, men and women are separated due to biological manner. This difference manifests itself in two key ways, that women give birth and men don't, and women can breastfeed. This is the real sexual division of labor and only that. However, we can see from that role and relations are related to biology but are much more constructed by society. So now, what are the causes of gender inequality? Firstly, lack of employment equality. Right now, only 6 countries are women given the same legal work rights as men. 3 out of 4% of rights are given to women in political and economical position in the society. The most of the political and economical position is handled by men. They are unequal compensation, sexual harassment in workplace, and racism are the examples of gender inequalities that happening in workplace. Secondly, uneven access to education. Gender equitable education systems are needed to empower both boys and girls for their personal development and able to help their countries to succeed. But unfortunately, 1 out of 4 young women does not finish their primary school. 58% of women population does not complete their basic education, which is bad, and they don't have the capability to help their countries to succeed for future. Thirdly, lack of legal protections. Laws are necessarily to protect women from domestic violence, sexual abuse, and also used to empower them and build their confidence to succeed their goals. In a research of World Bank, it shows that over 1 billion women does not have legal protections against domestic sexual abuse. Not only women, men were also affected from legal protections. Both men and women does not have a lack of legal protection in nowadays. And fourthly, job segregation. The division of labor is a factor that contributes gender inequality. In workplace, women are discriminated and unrecognized when they're doing their jobs, but men are well paid and appreciate their work ethics. When women and men work equally, why don't they have an equal payment? Why don't they have an equal salary? So now, what are the effects of gender inequality? Firstly, low self-esteem. Due to gender stereotypes, most of the women believe that men are much more better than themselves, but it's not true. Women have less confidence in their own abilities. It can cause them serious pain as well as disorders. Secondly, exposure to trauma. Both men and women exposed to anxiety, panic, anger, and sadness due to gender inequality. This trauma can damage their mental health and also their physical health. Thirdly, exposure to chronic stress. This chronic stress is caused because of household responsibilities, caregiving to family, and harassment in workplace. This can cause them lack of sleep as well as depression. And fourthly, body image and eating disorders. Self-esteem can be closely related to body image or how a person feels about their physical appearances. Due to body image, 25% of women and 15% of men felt shame. 40% of women and 28% of men felt anxious, and 45% of women and 25% of men felt depressed. So these are the statistics that shows gender inequality is happen around the world. So now let's watch a video about gender inequality.
In 1995, the Fourth World Conference on Women in Beijing set out a progressive blueprint for advancing women's rights. But 26 years later, progress on gender equality, women's empowerment, and health is slow and uneven. The COVID-19 pandemic has also reversed the progress that was achieved. We must do much better, and we can.
We must work together to promote and respect the rights of women and girls in all their diversity by ensuring they have access to quality, rights-based and affordable comprehensive sexual and reproductive health services.
We must prevent violence against women and children and ensure health systems can better support and care for survivors of violence.
We must promote women's leadership in the health and care workforce, including by ensuring decent working conditions.
We must stop non-curable diseases, including by ensuring that women and girls have the time, opportunities, and resources to access nutritious diets and to engage in activities that promote their health.
And we must take down the bias to women's participation in leadership, in science, and invest in research that prioritizes the health and well-being of all women everywhere.
We must put our heads and hearts together and work harder and faster to make women's health and gender equality a reality for all.
We must do much better, and we can.
So now, what are the solutions? Firstly, reduce the socializations of girls and boys into a classic gender roles by parents or other adults, because some of them believe that they have a old narrow-minded mentality and believe that men are meant to be work and women must to stay at home and take care of their children and their household responsibilities. Secondly, confront the public and news media about gender stereotyping. Let the public know what are the effects of gender stereotypings happen. Thirdly, increase public consciousness and let them know the consequences of rape and sexual assault and sexual harassment. Increase enforcement of existing law against gender-based employment discrimination and sexual harassment. Empower mothers and let women in power. We should work together with them. In a speech, Watson made the important point that in order for gender equality to be achieved, harmful and disruptive stereotypes of masculinity and behavior expectation for boys and men have got to change. Strength has no gender. There should be no word like feminism or machonism in this world, only equalism. We need gender equal society. Thank you, madam.